Hi, I'm Dan Tait. You've probably just watched my DVJ mix, or if you haven't, then you're in for a treat. I've just finished mixing it here on these lovely bits of equipment here. We've got two DVJ 1000s, a DVJ X1, one of my most treasured possessions, and the fantastic SVM 1000. I had a lot of fun making the mix. It was quite a challenge to do. I had a very tight deadline, but in a way that tight deadline meant that you sort of had to really stick to your guns, choose the tracks, get them licensed, get the visuals made for them, and then just work very spontaneously on the mix. So I hope that that's reflected in the sound and the video of it. I chose the tracks for a number of reasons. I think it's quite a fair representation of how I play in a club once it gets going. The start's quite atmospheric and deep, but that's just another thing that I do, and I thought that for a mix that you might be listening to at home or watching at home or on your iPod or whatever, you don't want to just come banging in with all your big tracks. It was great fun making the visuals for it as well, because all the tracks, I've worked with a number of different artists and they each have got their own particular sort of look and feel to their visuals, and I think that combined with the mixture of the tracks, and there are four of us working on the visuals here, I think it's made for quite an interesting mix. When choosing the tracks, of course, I had to get a couple of my own in there. But yeah, there's some local Leeds talent in there, Daily Padley, there's Audio Jack, hot producers at the moment, and really pleased with their track, very exclusive. Got some Swedish stuff in there, and just some great tracks that have been doing it for me, really. Hope you enjoyed it. When the opportunity came about to do this cover mount DVD with IDJ, I was very excited because I can't think of another DVJ mix out there, and to be honest, I'd always thought about doing one, but until the SVM came out, which, this mixer allows me to mix the audio and the video at exactly the same time, so that when I lift the fader, the audio and the video come up at once. Anyway, lesson over. The concept of the DVJ Mix DVD, I think, is quite interesting because no one's really done one before, and everyone sticks a CD on in their car, and there have been umpteen cover mount CDs, but I think with the DVJ mix it's quite different because you've got all the tracks coming together, then you've got how I've mixed them, then there's the fact that they've all got visuals on them as well, and then I've mixed the visuals again. So I think that it's quite a fresh, exciting new way of looking at a mix. I don't know where you watched yours. I'd envisage people watching them either at home at an after party that you've got back from a club, or you put it on before you go out to a club, or if you want to be really naughty, rip it to your iPod, watch it on there. Obviously there's going to be a version online, but I'm really excited about the way that people are now going to sort of consume this mix, because it's not going to be a standard mix you just sort of put in your CD player. Leave your answers on a postcard, I'm interested. Now, unfortunately, we're not in downtown Miami, we're not in LA, we're not downtown New York, we're actually up in Leeds. We're in my studio. This is where all the magic happens, or where all the fun happens. I've got my two computers here. This is what I cut all the video on, all through all the DVDs, and check out Facebook and MySpace and all that kind of nonsense. And then of course here, just like the DVJs. I've actually made a lot of the clips myself here on the computers, just from clips that I've found when I've been travelling. And also what I really love about making DVJ clips, you can take the shortest portion of a track, of a clip, and no matter what it is, it might just be someone walking past the camera. You start looping that up, applying an effect to it, put it to the beat, you've got a track. And for me, it's not about sort of creating, lots of CGI, it's about just repetition, get that groove going. Dance music's about the vibe, really, and you never want to overproduce it, because I think that when you start doing that, that's when you start sucking the life out of stuff. So a lot of my stuff is quite raw. Don't confuse quite raw with unfinished. But I like to think that it's all got quite a lot of movement and everything's always on the beat. Big respect to iDJ for having such great vision and for doing so innovative as a DVJ Mix DVD Giveaway on the front of their magazine. I mean, no one else has really done one before, so I think it's quite exciting. And to be honest, you know, people ask me, like, I don't think DVJ is going to catch on. You know, I don't think it's going to be the next thing. Well, to be honest, I think that these days there's not a next thing. There's just lots of things, and it's whatever you want to do. And some people, Ableton or Serato will be the things that, you know, really flip their switch. And for me, it's DVJing. It's affecting another one of the senses, and I don't do it for every DJ set. You know, sometimes, you know, like particularly you might be playing a dirty, sweaty underground basement where putting up plasmas and projections and hauling in thousands of pounds worth of equipment isn't really the vibe. But for those times when you really want to have an impact with a big crowd, DVJing is just fantastic. While I'm here, I can't not mention some of the other fantastic DVJs out there. They do really hot stuff, and to be honest, I think it's you know, it's a really great group of people, and I'm not just slapping people's backs here, but Charles Creel, fantastic guy. Sander, one of the innovators with Mark Pistol. VJ Anyone, Addictive TV, I don't want to miss anyone out, but you know, Hexstatic, Exceeder, Cold Cut, great stuff. And to be honest, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing without you guys. So. And if you like any of those guys, and you're interested in looking further into DVJing, then check out www.DJsounds.com. Lots of fantastic interviews, free DVJ loops, and just lots more on those guys and other DJs as well. Shameless plug here now. I've got 2 residencies, so if you want to come and check me out, check out what I'm doing with the DVJs and stuff. First one, bit far from home, Singapore, Ministry of Sound, every other month. They've got a fantastic setup there. I actually DJ on multiple plasmas and then a waterfall. It's a fantastic setup, and great sound system, Steve Dash, you know, every DJ's dream. So that one's lots of fun. And then the other one, a lot closer to home, but every month, and that's Gatecrasher in Leeds at a night called Cement, which I play at every month. And they've got an LED wall, so it's a bit different from the projectors and the plasmas and stuff, but it still has a lot of impact. So I'm doing that every month. By the time you read this or watch this, for the Easter edition, we've got Alternate and 808 State, so get your rave horns going. Meh.